cruising at...
And that's actually a dummy, that bit.
Oh, is that dummy? Yeah,
don't
my
worry
bad.
about that. Okay, so we're all set?
Yep, believe
set
so.
for engine start?
Yep.
Okay, anything else we'd need to do for engine start?
Fuel pumps on, everything else is checked. I think we're good. Apart from the yaw damper, I think that's about it.
Okay, that's on.
Yeah. That's how I'd usually set it up.
Okay. So if I just go for the pushback then?
Yep.
And then
Stand 3-3, yeah.
you can go for engine start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Oil.
Okay.
Just gonna set that to ending. Oh no, it doesn't. Not bad.
That's what you want. Okay, so nothing's happening, so we've done something wrong, haven't we?
We have.
Okay. I'll give you a tip. It's your settings here.
Limits
So packs need to be off.
These two?
Yeah, your air conditioning packs have got to be off, your isolation valve's got to be open, and you want engine open.
I'm too nervous, I'm getting...
That's okay, don't worry. And your engine bleeds both want to be on. Okay, now give it a try.
Oh, PMDG, there's one
better,
model then. Because in PMDG, I would turn those two off, keep those two off, and then just keep those two on.
Okay.
It's weird. Anyway, wait for 2.5 on the M1.
No, 25% on N2.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, my bad. You pull on.
Yeah. There you go. And then keep your finger on that. Don't take your finger off that. And you're basically waiting. We're both watching now to see the
yeah. Just got motion.
T's and P's coming live. No.
Ah,
Why'd you feel something?
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Considering it's fixed base, it don't have to give you a weird sensation.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you do if that started flashing?
Be overheating the engine, so I'll turn it off straight away.
Yeah.
And see what the problem was.
Okay, start to cut out.
Okay. Number 1. Switch that to that. Do rotation and 1. I just set that as well before I was taxi.
Okay. 25% N2.
There we go. It's weird. Ooh. That sounds nice. There goes the cuss out.
It hasn't cut out yet, the starter valve. Now it has.
Oh, right,
so the
bad.
starter valve was still open.
Okay, I see why I went wrong.
That's all right, no worries. Okay, so we're all pretty much ready to go, so you can run through our before taxi checklist if you like.
Okay.
So it's just down the bottom
I
there.
see, yeah. Generators go to on.
Okay, so your generators are actually over here.
I'm so clever.
That's all right, don't worry about it. There you go, perfect.
Too nervous.
Don't be. At the end of the day, you're here to have a bit of fun, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
It's not a test, is it?
So, AP
so
off.
no, let's go through the checklist. So
probe
generators are off, probe heat on.
Anti-ice.
Anti-ice.
20 degrees, so we don't need them on at the minute.
Okay, so anti-ice is off.
Yeah. Hydraulic pumps there.
Yep.
Air conditioning.
So here's your aircon, isn't it?
Yeah, so
that's
I would set them to auto.
Yeah, let's see what it's saying. So air conditioning. So
Auto,
packs
yeah.
want to be auto, bleeds want to be on.
Bleeds. These. No.
There's your bleeds here.
Yep. So that needs to go to off. They need to be on. They need to be auto. That can go off once the APU's gone off.
That wants to go to auto.
As well.
Yeah,
like that.
That's it. Perfect.
Okay. APU can go to off.
There you go.
There we go. Engine start switch is set to continuous.
Yep.
Auto brakes already set RTO.
Yep.
Start levers.
So we're checking.
Oh,
start
these,
levers
yeah,
are in the idle position and the throttle's in D10 back position.
Yeah. Okay. Recall. Apart from the overhead, it's cross-checked.
Okay, so you want to press and hold that. Let's actually make sure it's working. Because did you see what happened over my side?
No.
No. So you press and hold that, and then you're checking that everything comes alive.
Oh, okay.
Then you let go. Then you reset. There you go.
Okay, yeah, makes more sense.
And nose wheel steering pin while the little chap's going to come out shows the nose wheel pin, so we know that we're ready to go. So that looks good to me. One last thing we would do at this point is
set the flaps
set the flaps.
and taxi lights. So.
Yeah. So let that drop. There you go.
Just taxi lights on as well.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So good news for me. This is the only bit I get to do in the flight.
Is it?
Because the steering tiller's over this side, so I'm gonna taxi us out.
Yeah, I was looking for
I'll do that as quick as I can.
No need to rush, to be honest. I'm enjoying myself. You know, this is old scenery when you see a Monarch.
I know, they need to update that, don't they?
Yeah. What's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know, there's a little error there.
Oh, right, okay.
So just disregard that.
Oh, this messes with your head. This UK 2000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same as you're using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use X-Plane as well, so...
How'd you find X-Plane?
I like it, but I'm a bit like iffy with the flight controls compared to P3D and
It's
X-Plane.
interesting, isn't it? Because I hear different people say different things. I've never actually tested X-Plane, but we're building a PA34 sim at the moment, and our plan is to actually use X-Plane for that.
Oh, X-Plane, definitely, yeah.
Purely because... Yeah.
It's really good.
Because I'm told that the flight dynamics are quite a bit better on X-Plane.
They are, definitely.
Which on a 737 is not quite so important, but on a light aircraft,
yeah, definitely,
you're going to be doing a lot of hand flying.
Oh yeah,
I think it'll.
Sure.
I think that'll be a really good thing. But I can't really talk about X-Plane very much at all because I've not actually used it. I've got one of my other instructors at the moment who's doing a load of testing on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the differences between the two. Do you think it's a little bit ahead graphically as well?
Yeah, it's definitely got better night lighting as well.
Yeah.
Is this FSX or P3D?
Sorry, say again.
This Flight Simulator X.
This is P3D.
P3D, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I use, yeah.
Yeah.
V3 or V4?
This is actually 3.
Is it?
Yeah, the only reason I've not gone over to 4 yet is because we're using P3D for all of our external visuals, but the flight modelling and all the avionics is another piece of software, which is like a commercial grade,
yeah,
10 grand's worth of software.
10 grand?
Yeah, to model all of this, so it's
Jesus.
absolutely spot on. And that at the moment, they've had a few issues with other sim centres that have gone over to 4.2.
Yeah.
They've had some conflict issues with this. So the thing for us is like, on the one hand, I want to be on P3D4.
Yeah, yeah.
But then on the other hand, what we need more than anything else is we need reliability because we're so busy in the centre.
Yeah, of course.
I need a sim that's going to run.
Just reminding myself, I haven't even turned TCAS on.
Yeah.
Oh, it is on.
We're all on. Yeah. So that's fine. Actually, you might find that there's a bit of an error with TCAS.
Oh, is it?
It may not work. Okay, now, just thinking about best practice, what would you normally set up here and here for takeoff?
Honestly,
or do you just do what you feel like?
I would usually set traffic on, which I think is already set and stuff. Data and if I was flying your side, I'd set this terrain.
Okay.
So and that side weather.
So you're the pilot. Okay, that sounds good. So you're the pilot flying. So the pilot flying standard Boeing procedure is you're going to have 10 miles on your map. Pilot
20.
monitoring is going to have 20.
Yeah.
On your side, you're going to have terrain, and on my side, I'm going to have the weather. That's Boeing.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how I always set it up anyway. Yeah.
Good. So you're doing all right then, aren't you? Aren't you at home?
Yeah.
You've got it pretty accurate. Yeah. So how have you learnt all that at home?
By myself.
Fantastic.
Yeah. There's actually a freeware 737 for X-Plane called Zebo.
The Zebo, yeah.
Yeah, that's PMDG standards.
Okay.
It's really nice.
That's pretty cool.
So if you were going to go switch over to X-Plane with the 7.3, there's no need to worry about down another aircraft or anything.
Yeah.
I haven't flown out of Gatwick in a while though.
Well, let's see how we get on.
Bit rusty. I haven't flown in a couple of days as well. Gatwick to Birmingham.
Of all the places in the world we could have gone, hey?
Yeah.
Could have been in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Where are we? Gatwick to Birmingham. Okay, so entering the runway checks. Very nice.
It's daytime in it, so
that's it.
don't need logo lights. So
Okay, and this would be a good time to arm auto throttle.
Ooh.
There you go. That's it, lovely.
Lovely jubbly. On the PMDG, there'll be like a little screw there.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, and
So your toga switches here are just there.
Yeah. Yeah, I will be.
That's it. I've had my fun. It's all down to Going Bradley from here.
Hold on to the bad pilot in command.
Okay.
Okay, so is that centre line for you?
Yeah, it's going to look a little bit odd.
Yeah,
to you, it's
it's
going to look like it's over this way a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like that to me. So we've both actually got the same view. To me, it looks like it needs to be over there. To you, it looks like it's going to be needs to be over here.
Okay, so
Okay, now just one thing about the throttle.
Yeah.
Is our throttles, you've got to move them quite smoothly because they're all connected. They're motorised, so they're all connected. So you want the speed that you want to move them is that kind of speed.
Yeah, that's how I do it at home anyway. So.
Awesome. Some people come in and give it really slam it. Okay.
Do you just press the one toggle button or both?
Well, first of all, let's do this properly. So initially, we're going to say the call is set initial thrust. You're going to come up to 40%.
Yeah, make sure it all rises. And
the call is stable.
Yeah.
The call stable, we're then going to set takeoff thrust. That's when you're going to press your toga button.
Okay, is it both at the same time?
No, just the one on your side.
Just the one on my side.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'll call out your speeds.
Brakes off.
Yep. So at this point, I'm just going to act as your pilot monitoring.
Yep.
So you can tell me to do anything you want me to do. So set an initial thrust.
Stable.
Stable. So
toga.
the call is set takeoff thrust.
There's toga.
Takeoff thrust set.
Have you got rudders on me?
Yeah, so you're on your feet.
Okay, yeah.
Once you get above 45 knots, the rudder will kick in.
Whoa. God, rudder's stiff.
Yeah, very stiff.
Yeah, Jesus.
80 knots.
Check.
Throttle holding. V1, rotate. Nicely done. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
I don't want to put too much of a pitch on in case it starts to decrease speed.
No, you're doing perfect. Acceleration altitude.
Check.
See that? Auto N1. So did you see that? As that little green line came down, that's when we went through acceleration altitude. And look, we've gone to auto N1. So now the aircraft's now going to start accelerating. So ready for the flaps?
Flap 1, please.
Flap 1. As soon as you get to flap 1 and you can see a positive trend up, and then you can go flap up.
Yeah, we'll go flap up now, please.
Flaps up.
Once past 2500, I'm going to kick in command B.
Yeah, you pretty much go into auto as soon as you're ready. Right, so to activate the autopilot, you've got to go, there you go, you've got to go neutral on the controls. If the aircraft, that's how the real aircraft is, if you see any, if it feels any control input, you won't be able to activate the autopilot. So once our flaps are up, we can go for the after takeoff checklist.
Yep. At the top, okay. Bleeds. Where did they go?
So if we have a look, bleeds, and then it's telling you what they should be.
Oh,
okay, so bleeds, we're checking that they're on.
Packs can stay to auto.
Packs are set auto.
Engine start switches as required, so I just put them to off now.
That's it, spot on.
Okay, that's fine. Auto brake already done.
Set off.
Landing gear.
So you need to pull that out and then roll it down. There you go.
Okay. Flaps retracted.
So flaps are up. So we're not really looking so much there. You're going to look there. Flaps are up. No lights.
Yep. Yep. Got no lights and altimeters set both at 1026. We'll reset them once past 10,000 feet and turn off lights.
6,000 feet.
6,000.
So it's as you go through the transition altitude.
Yeah.
So you know about transition altitude?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's like a go-round procedure as well for me. Ish. So can we continue up to cruise level now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do if you want to. So let's assume that ATC have given us clearance up to our cruise altitude, which was flight level 222. So yeah, virtual air 123. Climb now, flight level 222.
Alpha level 222. Altitude intervene that. Wants to work. Is it going to work? Oh, there we go, yeah. Engines just needed to. I would usually turn off the retractables by now and then just keep,
That's fine.
Okay. Fronts is checked. Oh, select generators roll.
Looking alright, isn't it? So as we go through 6,000 feet, we'll now reset our altimeters.
One of them.
It's okay, I've got it. It's gone back on.
Has it gone back on?
Yeah, so just reset altimeters. So go standard setting both sides. Checked.
I thought it was something you did then. I was just like, got to take control.
No, the autopilot just kicked out there. I don't quite know why. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm just a bit like shaky about it.
You're doing really well. Actually, your knowledge is fantastic, which
Mm.
is good, isn't it? It's amazing what you can learn at home. Saying it's amazing what you can learn at home because his knowledge is very, very good. Yeah. Oh no, it is. Absolutely is. I mean, we've picked up a few little extra bits, haven't
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
so
Oh, no,
far?
really, yeah, it's really good.
I've probably, so far, maybe I've added on 5% to what you already know. Would you think that's fair?
You make me
95%.
blush.
I think 95% of it was already there.
Yeah, just need flying lessons next.
No, I started quite late. I was 29 when I got my pilot's license. So I was old. I was a granddad. Okay, now let's have a look.
Okay.
I did something on purpose. We were cleared up to 22,000 feet, but we're stopped at 6,000. Why is that?
Well, it says on there it's
Yeah,
initially
that's
at
it.
6,000
So there's two ways that we can do it. Even though you pressed altitude intervene, it's still going to stick
to 6,000.
with the altitudes there. So two ways if we want to expedite and go straight up to 22,000 feet or flight level 222.
Yep.
One way is we could hit level change.
Yep.
But if we hit level change, then we're going to lose our
VNAV and it's going to
yeah.
climb with the speed.
That's it. So the other way is we can delete our restrictions. So if you hit delete and delete that speed restriction.
Execute.
Yep. And then the same thing, you want to delete the restriction at Lambourne.
Well, and just automatically climb away. Oh yeah, well, N1.
There you go.
VNAV speed.
Okay.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Okay.
Oh no, for next time now if it doesn't climb. What have you got? Oh, percent of fuel pumps.
Yeah, but I'm actually in here all the time. So I'm actually in here all the time. Yeah, so I'm pretty much full time here. We've got 9 instructors in total, but I'm the lead instructor, so I probably take about 80% of our sessions, and the other lads all fly for the airlines. So they're at the moment they're all off on their summer schedules. So I'm not going to see them very much for the next couple of months because they're all flying like 7 days a week. Most of them are flying like 7 days on, and then they have 1 day off. So the chances of them. Well, I'm actually my actual ratings. I'm a PPL with a